What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, and on the phone we got Jamison of The Arrival of Autumn. Thank you for your time, man.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here. Nuclear Blast has been on a roll lately with so many awesome albums, and Harbinger, I gotta say, is definitely one of them. So, great job on this record. And how's the making of the record been so far?
It was a hell of a journey, man. It was great. Yeah, we recorded it at Audio Hammer Studios with Jason Suecof, and had a lot of fun with him. He's a great guy. He's got a really creative brain, like genius level with his musicianship, and we had a blast making this record. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fun little fact: me and Jason actually have the same accountant.
Nice. That's so random.
Yeah, and being that he worked with Job for a Cowboy and Black Dahlia Murder, did working with Jason Suecof allow him to? Did he kind of like adapt to your style of music, and you kind of wanted him to bring a little bit of his own mix to the record, or did you kind of like guide him a little bit with producing it?
It wasn't really something that was, I guess, that specific. I think he caught the vibe that we were bringing when he heard the demos that we had done already, the pre-pro and stuff, and he knew we wanted to incorporate big choruses, big melody, as well as deliver some really heavy stuff. So it just clicked with all of us and with him, and made the process really easy.
Awesome. Yeah, and I've noticed with this record, it's very heavy and very melodic at the same time. One song I really liked on this record was "The Endless," which I thought had a great melodic feel to it. But then, like "Hurricane on the Horizon" or "End of Existence" has a real heavy vibe to it. Was this like a preconceived idea to make a very heavy and melodic record, or did it just kind of happen that way?
Definitely preconceived. We were definitely big fans of the heavy end of things. I think a couple guys in the band would prefer if we went full on death metal, but I'm biased towards the big choruses, and I know Fox, our drummer, as well, is very into that kind of thing. So it just works with all of our preferences, all the band members' preferences, and we don't really butt heads over limiting ourselves with how heavy we're going to get, or how radio friendly we're going to get. I guess I could say. Jason probably helped us wrangle that up a bit. He made sure he didn't keep us on too far on either end, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that Harbinger can really appeal to multiple audiences. Like I see Gojira fans liking this record, and I see Killswitch Engage fans liking this record too.
Nice, yeah. That's the idea. I mean, my personal metal CD collection is very vast as far as subgenres go, and as we were writing it, I didn't see why we couldn't touch on a little bit of all those things that make metal, the best.
Definitely. Now, I noticed that aside from being very melodic, having great melodies, there's great rhythm that happens throughout this record. Is there anything that came first with each song? Like, do you have to lay down riffs, or do you have to lay down a drum beat, or does every song on this record kind of take a new approach with making it?
Basically, the way this album was created, our guitar players Ryan and Brendan would demo a series of riffs. They would structure them and kind of bring about like the meat and potatoes of a song. And then once we had that and we knew we were ready to hit the studio, the rest of us, like the drums and the vocals, we were working on them leading up to studio time. While pre-pro was happening at the studio, we were finalizing everything, and then once we were tracking, we had a really good idea of how the songs were going to sound completed, and then by the time it was wrapped up, all of us were able to put our input into a track as we recorded our parts and contribute to the song that way. But the songwriting, the core of it is made up by Brendan and Ryan. They're just both fantastic at what they do.
Yeah, definitely. And what I was curious is you being the vocalist, being a vocalist that sings and screams, that's a very difficult thing to do. And do you like when you hear the music, like, are you like, okay, I sing over this part, I growl over that part? Like, how do you determine what usage of your voice goes over each part?
Basically, just that, yeah. Figuring out what works, maybe even recording something and then figuring out that that's not the way to approach that vocal part, and then just picking it apart until it all sounds right. Um, as far as some songs, I feel like the structure of the song kind of determined whether I was going to sing in the chorus or scream the entire song. Like End of Existence, that one just needed to be completely screamed, right? Like there was no room for cleans on that track.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about how we approach that.
Yeah. What I was curious is, depending if you're singing or screaming, is it a different emotion or a different vibe singing those individual parts? Or at the end, it's your voice, it's your emotion, so it's kind of like a blanket methodology throughout the entirety of it?
I guess I tend to put in a bit more emotion with the screaming parts because I'm a much more confident screamer than I am singer. When I'm singing in the booth, I'm focused very much on being precise with it. And emotion definitely helps you get to that level where you can be precise and really deliver the best vocal line. But I think there's a bit more of that when I'm recording the screams, or when I was recording the screams on the album.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of the lyrics that you incorporate, do you need to hear music to come up with exact lyrics, or has there ever been a time where maybe like a lyrical subject matter was written first and maybe that determined the music?
That's definitely been the case. I'll have an idea or an inspiration, jot down a paragraph, but it's typically not done in a lyrical form. I'll just write a paragraph, and then when it's time to put it to song, I'll figure out my cadence and write a part that jives with the riff based on the subject matter more than the exact words that I'd written down at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no vocalist, but I can only imagine how heartbreaking it is if you like write the perfect chorus or perfect verse and you're just like one syllable over the arrangement. So I always,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know if you ever experienced that before.
Yeah, a bit of that. It happens. You just gotta, unattach yourself from the part and figure out a new way that's better.
Yeah, of course. Now, another thing I was really curious about is that not only, I just talked about, we just went into the technical aspects of it, but I also really thought that this album, like, had an atmosphere to it. There was definitely, like, I would say that there was some instrumentals in this record that almost were along the lines of, like, black metal because of how raw and atmospheric it is. Did that just kind of turn out that way as well, or was that intentional as well?
I think that just turned out that way, and it's awesome that you brought that up because I find listening to music will catch an overall vibe or theme, and it's not something you can explain. And when you create your own record, you don't really ever get that because you were involved in the whole process. So it's good to know that there is that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That just came together. So that's great to hear. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, when playing, obviously you have this record out and now you're bringing it live. So performing these songs on a stage in front of an audience versus in like a studio or a practice space, is that a completely different experience as well? Or have you practiced this so much it all goes hand in hand and not much of a difference?
Basically, yeah, like the last run of shows we did, we were playing the new album already, and it felt really good. It felt natural. We just try and deliver the best we can every night, and we kind of approach that attitude when we're just jamming in the basement too. We, have fun and try and get the blood pumping, and yeah, it's sounding really good.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I kind of want to go back to your lyrics as well, and I always like asking vocalists this because sometimes they either hate this question with a burning passion or really go in depth with it, and it ends up being the longest answer in the interview. Do you like to leave your vocals open to interpretation, or are you trying to convey a certain message or point of view with your lyrics?
That is a good one. There's definitely a lot of tracks, that are based off of like film. We like to write about stories that inspire us, and that even stuff like that, even though it's based off of something that gives a direct message, you can take that as a listener and I think almost translate it to whatever is going on in your life. Um, the lyrical content that is a bit more personal, you might be able to narrow it down a little bit more, like, oh, this one's about power systems, this one's about depression. So it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
Definitely the personal stuff. I like to kind of tackle one subject, but something like depression can affect every aspect of your life, and then every song you write, if you're in that state, is basically just you can interpret it if you're experiencing the same emotions and stuff, and I think it'll hit home with people who feel the same way.
yeah, definitely. And it's funny because so many metal bands have really addressed this subject matter. And when you hear somebody, you're making art and you're bringing it to the world. So when somebody tells you their perspective on it, does that change your perception on the song to when you first wrote it?
Uh, I I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess I've been given feedback where people have said that they 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 got it and they felt the lyrics and they understand where I'm coming from and the emotion behind it, and that is always amazing. Um, but I think otherwise, it's just kind of straightforward.
Yeah, to the point. Sometimes those external metaphors could give you a real headache, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've heard people like analyzing lyrics sometimes, and you could just see steam coming out of their ears from thinking about it too hard.
That's funny. Yeah, with lyrics, you never really want to dig that deep. Um, it's not like you're analyzing a screenplay or something, right?
Yeah, but yeah, until you bring it to a music video, then everybody's even more curious.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah. So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time, and thanks for giving me a ring. I was
Oh yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, I was right in the elevator when you called, and I was just like, shit. And like as you called, every floor before mine was just stopping, stopping. I was like, come on, hurry up. Um, is there just? I know that you have a couple of shows lined up at the end of March and early April. Is there just anything else that with the arrival of autumn that we could be expecting? Taking this new album on the road more?
Yeah, we'll be coming to a city near you this year. Next year, we're going to tour the hell out of this album. We got some Alberta shows lined up: Edmonton, Red Deer, Grand Prairie. Harbinger's out March 29th, and yeah, I hope you all dig the record.
Yeah, you guys are from all from Canada, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
All from. I don't think any of us were actually born in Grand Prairie. Maybe one, but we all ended up here, and we all found each other and started this band. So
yeah. Canada's been a great spot for metal lately with Archspire and Threat Signal and Critopsy and Gorguts. I mean, you name
yeah,
it. Like there,
yeah, totally.
yeah. So
I can't wait for some of the, like the big local bands to get noticed. Like there's Eye of Horus, Galactic Pegasus, Neck of the Woods.
yep,
Check those bands out.
I love Neck
It's
of the
happening.
Woods.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Jamison. Everybody, we are here with Jamison of Arrival of Autumn, Harbinger, out March 29th, 2019. Be sure to pick that up. Catch him at a city near you. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yep. Come to New York.
Will do.
All right. Later.